Imagine waiting for a package only to learn it's delayed because there just aren't enough drivers on the road. Well, this may become more common now that a new federal rule requires all truck drivers to speak and understand English clearly. While the goal is to make roads safer, this change could also lead to driver shortages and slower deliveries in certain areas. In today's video, we're breaking down why this rule was introduced, how it might affect you, and what it means for workers, businesses, and daily life in America. So, what's the rule about? Recently, an executive order made English the official language of the United States. Now, building on that policy, a new regulation requires commercial truck drivers to demonstrate that they can communicate effectively in English. This is being called a non-negotiable safety requirement. Why is English proficiency important for drivers? It's actually pretty straightforward. Drivers need to read road signs, follow directions, communicate with police or emergency responders, and act quickly in crisis situations. If a driver doesn't understand English, they might misread a sign, miss an instruction, or freeze in an emergency. That could lead to confusion, traffic delays, or even serious accidents. Because of that, the Department of Transportation is now tightening inspections. Led by Secretary Sean Duffy, officials will be checking licenses more carefully and making sure all drivers meet the new English standards. But it's not just about stricter rules. The government also plans to improve working conditions for truckers. For years, truck drivers have been asking for better communication, clearer expectations, and safer roads. Groups like American Truckers have already shown support, thanking the government for listening to their concerns. From their point of view, this rule could bring more professionalism and safety to an industry that millions of Americans depend on. Not just truckers, but families, businesses, and consumers alike. But there's another side to consider. Many truck drivers in the U.S. are immigrants, and English may not be their first language. Now, some people are asking, what happens if experienced, reliable drivers are forced off the road because they don't pass a language test? Could that make driver shortages worse? Could it disrupt supply chains, the very systems that get food, medicine, and everyday items to our stores? If fewer drivers are available, deliveries could take longer, store shelves might be emptier, and prices could go up, especially in rural or remote areas that already face delays. For companies, this change could bring short-term challenges. Some may need to provide English training or spend more time verifying drivers meet the standards. But on the flip side, this also opens doors. It could create new jobs for English teachers and training specialists, especially those focused on the trucking industry. And it may not stop at trucking. This type of language requirement could start to show up in other industries too, especially in jobs where safety is critical, like construction, emergency response, or aviation. If you or someone you know works in these fields, this is something to keep an eye on. The big picture? Small policy changes can have wide-reaching effects. From the goods we buy, to the services we rely on, to the people working hard behind the scenes, everything is connected. Understanding what's changing helps us prepare, adapt, and make smart choices. Thanks for spending time with me today and being part of this conversation. If you found this helpful or have any thoughts, drop a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe or follow, because there's always more to explore about how rules like these shape the world we live in every day.